Hello there. Today is going to be a bit of a different vlog because today is my last day of work, and so I wanted to show you guys the Pioneer Village that I've been working on for the past few years, and just kind of take a last minute tour through the museum and show you guys the places that I haven't shown because I've been working there and I've been trying to keep it separate. But since I'm leaving, I did want to show you guys the stuff because it's a really neat site in Kissimmee, not too far away from Disney. And if you ever come to Orlando, you should definitely come check out this site. So this was actually where I'm standing now, was the former site of the Pioneer Village. This is where the village was when I first started. And as you can see, it is a beautiful, beautiful piece of land. We have so many gorgeous trees here. But there wasn't much space for the actual buildings, and we got another donation of historic buildings, so we needed more land to have more buildings. So let's go check out where the village is now. So here we are pulling up to the new Pioneer Village, and as you can probably already tell, it is a much larger area. And we have multiple buildings out here, and we have a pretty big piece of property. So here's our lovely welcome sign. You come over here, that is our welcome building. So the houses over here actually belong to the Babb family, and they do not belong to the Osceola County Historical Society. They belong to the county, but they are original to this site. So here they remain, but they won't look quite as nice as the houses that are across the street, because across the street are the ones that the Historical Society maintains. And these are pretty much just here where they originally were. So then here's the entrance to Pioneer Village at Shingle Creek. Okay, so I just came out through the welcome building, which if you are not an employee, you'll have to buy a ticket. But once you buy your ticket, you walk through, and this is what you're greeted with. This is the Tyson House, then the Cadman House, and the Lanier House over there. And then here's your little welcome sign where you can learn more about the area. So I'm going to start over with the Tyson House. And while you're walking through, you might notice that we have these fences up, and these weird fences, and there's signs, but no building there. Those are the buildings that we're still planning to add, or I guess it won't be we anymore, that they are planning to add. There's going to be a church, a schoolhouse, a general store, and a few other things added in the future, but for now, these are the buildings that they have. So there's going to be a train depot here, there's a water tower, blacksmith shop. Sometimes we have a blacksmith volunteer in there, but not today. So we're going to walk up to the Tyson House. So now if you come visit, make sure to follow the rules. Because I work here, I am going to actually go inside. But you don't really need to for this one, I won't. This is just the Tyson family home. It is a one-room home. The family had 11 kids, although not all 11 kids lived here at one time. Still a lot of people for a small house. So some people would sleep on the floor, and then others would sleep out here on the porch. So that is the Tyson family, and they were farmers. So then if you walk out of the Tyson home and walk straight back to some of the only trees that we have on this property, you'll come to the Seminole Chickies. And we actually had members of the Seminole tribe come up from South Florida to build these for us. And it's by far the most peaceful area because there's actually shade. So a lot of times people come and have their lunches back here. They'll picnic back here. So yeah, this is a really nice area. I love the smell of the chickies. It's from the palm fronds. They just, I don't know how to do, it's kind of like hay. It smells a bit like hay, but it's so much cooler under here because there's shade. And this actually is the one where they would build the fire. So yeah, it's the chickies. And Shingle Creek is right behind us, so that's why all of a sudden there's a tree line. It's because Shingle Creek is right back there. And there's actually a paddling center right up the creek from here, and you can rent canoes, kayaks. You can also paddleboard, and you can kayak up here and like dock your kayak and then come up to the Pioneer Village. I'm not gonna walk over there, but that's our, oop, there's a plane flying over. That's our cow camp. In the old days of Florida, we're doing their cattle drives across the state. They would have these little shacks so that they could stay overnight on their trips. So that's our cow camp. And Kissimmee Airport is not too far away from us. We're kind of in the flight pattern. So we have lots of little historic planes that go over, or small private planes. So this is the Cadman family home. They were a wealthy family who moved to Narcoossee, Florida, which is pretty far east into Osceola County. They moved from England, and this is the home that they purchased when they moved to Narcoossee. Going up into the Cadman House, and this is a time where I am going to ignore the sign because I work here. But if you come to visit, you can peek through the rooms. This is their formal living room, and as you can see, they're a little fancier than the Tyson family. And this is my favorite part of the house, is this gorgeous window with the beautiful view that they have out in our setting to the cow camp. But just beautiful. And through here we have their dining room. And then we go into their daughter's bedroom. Her trunk, her washstand. And then this would have been the master bedroom for the husband and wife from the Cadman family. So back in the late 1800s, early 1900s, when all of these houses were built, what they did is they kept the kitchens separate. So that way, if there was a fire, only the kitchen would catch on fire and not the entire house. So this is the Cadman kitchen, which is separate. And you got their stove, their table, and then there's their hutches over here. And there's the outhouse, important. And actually this is a two-seater. So if you want company, you don't have to go alone. So then this is the Cadman citrus packing house. And the Cadman family, although like I said, they were originally wealthy British family, part of the deal with the property that they purchased is that it came with a starter grove. So it came with some mature orange trees. So when they moved, they turned, we believe, a barn into the citrus packing house. So this is an original building from the late 1800s, early 1900s, and this is their citrus operation. So you've got the washers and the sorters, you've got the crates that they would have shipped the citrus in, the scales, the heaters to keep the groves warm, all that good stuff. It's one of my favorite buildings here. It's pretty awesome. And finally, we're coming up to the Lanier family homestead. The Lanier House, the barn, the wash house slash smokehouse, and then there's also the sugarcane grinder and the boiler. So that's all in this area. And here we are walking up to the Lanier House. This was our signature building at the previous Pioneer Village, but since then we've gotten the donation of the Cadman buildings. So this one's still amazing, and it's one of my favorites because it is a traditional cracker house. If you're not from Florida, cracker is a term that's used in Florida for the Florida pioneers. It's also used, I think, throughout the South and Georgia too. And the term was given for the cracking of the whips that the cow hunters used to drive cattle across the state. So it's not the cracker that you might be thinking. It is a term that is used with pride here in Florida if you are a Florida pioneer, myself included. So this is one of the bedrooms here at the Lanier House. And here's another one. Very neat with the fireplace. Here is the Lanier kitchen. It's actually all set up, ready to cook some goodies. And then right across the way is the final bedroom, the small bedroom. The last thing I'm going to show you here at the Pioneer Village is that we have chickens. And these are new, but we have chickens out of the back of the Lanier house. Hi guys. Hi. Hello. This is my first time getting to see the chickens. We've had the coop for a little while, but the chickens have just been added, so. Hi guys. We would have been such good friends. Oh. I actually had pet chickens as a kid. In 4-H, when I was in 4th grade, put an incubator in our classroom and we got to take home chicks if we wanted to. So I had 2 pet chickens for a little while, and just hearing those sounds just took me right back to having my chickens. Hi guys. And they're very curious about me. They're like following me wherever I'm going. Hi. Hello. Uh-oh. So then yeah, back here's the barn and the cane grinder and the boiler. So that is the Pioneer Village. And it's a really great time if you come out with your family, you want to learn more about Florida history. This is what Florida was like in the pioneer days. And I have a personal attachment to it because that's what my mother's family lived. So I have a personal attachment to this history, and I've loved working here for the past 3 years. Also, one piece of advice, as you can see, there are no trees out here yet. They're planting. So make sure you bring sunscreen, and an umbrella might help too, just to shade yourself while you're walking through. Pro tip. And you probably want to know, currently the prices are $7 for adults and $3 for kids. They're open from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. 7 days a week. There's certain holidays they're closed, but just always check the website before you come and make sure you're not coming on one of those holidays. So I just locked up my building for the last time. I'm coming over here to take one last look at the archives. And I'm going to go over the museum, show you some clips of the museum before I leave my last day. Here's the Welcome Center. Come through and visit the swamp. Our Seminole canoe back there. We got the Pinewood area. Crackers, citrus, sugarcane, and we got railroad stuff, the oak hammock, Makinson's Hardware, and then the lakefront. And our gator, he's just chilling in the lake, keeping warm. So these are our permanent exhibits. They're up all year round, all the time. But we have a temporary exhibit space, and I've created all of those exhibits. So in the past 3 years, I've designed a bunch of different exhibits. Currently, our exhibit is on the Florida Highwaymen. So I'll show you that real quickly. This is our Florida Highwaymen exhibit. And it starts over here. So these are the ones that I write and design and print and all that good stuff. And the paintings are currently on loan, but they're beautiful. And then these are my favorites. These are all by James Gibson. Really beautiful. So yeah, this is one of my exhibits. This was a little less work than some of mine because I have all the paintings on loan, but I did write all the text panels and design them, and I've been doing that for a while, so I will miss getting to do that. It's been a fun experience, and I'm sad to not get to do that anymore, but my new museum will have all sorts of new challenges and new experiences. So I'm back home now and relaxing, but I hope you guys enjoyed a little tour through the Pioneer Village at Shingle Creek and the Osceola County Welcome Center and History Museum. Like I said, if you're ever in Kissimmee, be sure to check those out. The museum is free, and like I said, the Pioneer Village has a small fee, but like I said, the museum's free. So my last day is over. I said my goodbyes, and now I'm at home battling a migraine. So that's it for this vlog. Like I said at the end of my video on Friday, Mike is here this weekend. I'm uploading this on Monday, so he is still with me currently. So I wanted to go ahead and get this one up in the meantime, but we're doing some theme park fun things and some surprises that he doesn't know about yet. So those will be up later in the week. So bye guys, see you soon. We're giving it all we can, Captain. We're racing now. Whee! Oh no, it's a water ride. We're a splash zone. Yeah, we're a splash zone.